Good evening, everyone. My name is Carlia Swanson, and I am Miss Lynchburg, and I am super excited to be back with another Music is Unity artist series. I am so excited today for our lovely guests, my lovely teen, Miss Lynchburg's teen, Sarah Carter.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Carlia.
Thank you so much for being here with me today.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad. Okay, Sarah, so I heard you had prom last night. How was that?
I did. It was super fun. My date and I went to Insomnia Cookies afterwards. We got to share an ice cream sandwich, and that was probably the highlight of my evening.
Oh, wow, Sarah, that's great. So, prom, that means graduation is coming up soon. And I
Yes,
heard
it
you're
does.
graduating with honors.
Yes, I am. I graduated from honors from Tidewater Community College just a few weeks ago, and I'm now graduating from Grassfield High School with the honors as well.
Wow, that is very impressive, Sarah. So, what advice would you have for anyone in high school that is trying to have some of the same academic accomplishments that you've had?
I would say reach out to your teachers. They are there to help you. And even if they're not there necessarily always to help you, someone is there to help you. Make friends with your classmates. Communication is key in making sure that you succeed. And it's definitely been instrumental in making sure that I succeed.
Wow, I'm so proud of you, Sarah. That's great. Okay, so this is the artist series. And
Yeah.
so I know that you're in color guard. So kind of tell me what is the role of the arts in your life?
Well, I've been dancing since I was 4, so I've always kind of had like I've always kind of had the love for like creating things and being a creative person. But I've also recently finished actually doing color guard competitively. And I think that arts is so important in making sure that we express ourselves and we make sure that we have a creative outlet that we can always turn to.
That's so true. What would you say is the most important lesson that you've learned from color guard?
Ooh, how to push through when things are difficult. My team is world ranking. We are 25 out of 160-ish color guards right now. So we work hard, and you have to, even when things suck, you have to realize this is going to be fun. And in the end, this is going to be awesome. It's all going to be worth it when we get to world championships.
Wow, that's so true. That kind of reminds me of learning to play the piano. I think one great transferable skill about doing anything that you have to practice is that you have to do it over and over and over again. It's not just searching for that one time that you get it right. You're searching for, not getting it wrong at all. So thinking about music, thinking about color guard, what would you say is one of those transferable skills into pageants from your participation in color guard?
Well, learning how to smile for a long time for sure, because you got to perform with all of your heart. You got to perform. But I would also say that like pushing through when it's a little difficult, when your feet hurt, and you're like, "Oh, I just want to win. I just want to do this. I want to show everyone what I'm so passionate about." It's it's just like that. It's a transferable skill from the arts to pageants. You get to just combine the two and make sure that everyone sees what your heart is.
That's very true. Speaking of your heart, tell me a little bit about your community service initiative.
Well, my community service initiative is Operation Underdog, serving those who serve us. It's about advocating for and promoting the awareness of mental health for military service members, veterans, and their families. I'm a military brat. I've moved 9 times and lived on 2 continents. So I know what it's like to struggle. I also know what it's like to struggle with your mental health. And the numbers are staggering for people that are military connected and are feeling not so hot about themselves. Um, it's all about making sure that they feel seen in their mental health struggles and making sure that there are other people that see them as well.
Wow, that's so important, Sarah. I'm so glad that you're raising awareness about that. And what would you say has been your most memorable appearance with your community service initiative?
The USO hosts a Hampton Roads special events it's a huge event where there are helicopters and boats and everything down in Virginia Beach. And I've gotten to work with that. And I got to pass out popcorn to little kids and take pictures with lots of Marines and sailors. And it's been so much fun to get to kind of meet people in my community who are passionate about the same things I'm passionate about.
Wow. So you mentioned being a military brat. So what advice would you have to another young person that also may be moving around, struggling with mental health or struggling trying to find friends because they move so frequently? What would be your advice?
I would say adapt and overcome. I understand that it's hard. I know how what it means to struggle. I know what it means to feel like you're not necessarily being supported. It's absolutely instrumental that you reach out to people and you reach out and know your support system and know that you will push through. You will get through this.
Wow, Sarah, that's great. That's such great advice. I think that's the biggest thing about getting help, knowing your resources, being able to reach out to your loved ones around you. That's so important. So, Sarah, you're just full of accomplishments. I've been reading about you, Sarah. I've been seeing. So, you're about to be a certified EMT. So, how did that come about?
Well, I've always been interested in the medical field. I wanted to be a nurse, and then I was like, oh, I want to be a doctor. And I feel like the first step in that for me was the career and technical education that I've gotten at Tidewater Community College. Shout out to Jamie Boyer, my instructor. She's awesome. But she kind of I've gotten to meet so many people and learn so many things just from like, oh, I kind of want to get my feet wet and the ambulance is cool. And now I just have this transferable skill, like we've been talking about. I have this transferable skill that I can use pretty much everywhere. And I'm really excited about it.
What has been the funnest part of that journey?
I got to use, we weren't on a call. So I have to press that. We weren't on a call, but I got to turn on the sirens for the ambulance. And it was so cool to be like the person that turned it on.
Wow, that is pretty exciting. Okay, so I also wanted to be a nurse. I did
I
want to be a nurse when I was around in the 8th grade, and then math got pretty difficult, and I was like, you know what? I'll help people through music. I'll sing to them. So, what has been the most memorable part of being Miss Lynchburg's team?
Well, okay, I obviously winning was really cool. Just because Victoria Chua and Annika So were there to put a crown on my head, and there's so many pictures, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, this is amazing. But I also think that it's getting to meet the people of Lynchburg and meeting people outside of Lynchburg who are just so excited to see the shiny hat that you have on, getting to talk to them and tell them the things that you're passionate about and then what they're passionate about. I think it's super cool to kind of just meet people, and the connections that you make are just amazing through this organization.
That is so true. I think pageants have really shaped my life in a great way because I think about when I first started, I was 16 years old. I was very shy. I didn't like speaking in front of crowds, and just thinking how far I've come from 16, 10 years ago is just truly amazing to watch, and all the friendships that I've developed. They've become classmates, they've become friends. Just seeing this large community that I've been able to develop from this one thing has truly been amazing.
It's super
So
cool.
it has been super cool. Fun question. So, Sarah, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Ooh, I would like Wonder Woman's invisible or her lasso of truth so that I could like just make sure everyone's telling me the truth all the time. I think it's super neat.
Wow, I think that's a great one. Okay, okay, more fun questions. So, if you were an animal, which one would you be and why?
Ooh, I wish I was something cool like a tiger or something like that, but I am definitely like just a house cat because I I like to eat, I like to sleep, and I like to just lounge about.
Okay, we'll be back to fun questions. So, Sarah, what number pageant was Miss Lynchburg for you?
Ooh, Miss Lynchburg, oh, I have to count them. I think it was four. My first pageant was Miss Grassfield, which is at my school, and I got kind of scouted to be Miss Virginia Beach's teen, which my sash is up there. But I got scouted to be Miss Virginia Beach's teen, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the whole world. And I was like, we're going to jump in with both feet. And I competed at Miss Virginia's Outstanding Teen last year. It was super duper fun. And I'm back this year. I'm super excited to be Miss Lynchburg's teen and represent the city of Lynchburg.
So, Sarah, what was that scouting process like? And also, side question, what is something that was you didn't expect about pageants and you were pleasantly surprised?
So the scouting process kind of started because Jeff Bunn, the executive director, was in the audience, and I was first runner-up to Susanna Shedd, who was Miss Chesapeake's Outstanding Teen and is now Miss Shenandoah Valley's Outstanding Teen, or outstanding, not outstanding teen, which regular teen. She and I were kind of scouted to be the Chesapeake and Virginia Beach representatives, and it was just a whirlwind of like, now I have to buy a dress and I have to buy all these things. And I was like, it was so stressful at first, but I was still like, I'm going in and this is going to be amazing. But then I was pleasantly surprised about how nice everyone is. I think you kind of learn from like movies and TV shows, like, everyone's so catty and they're all going to hate me, but everyone is so nice. And I think Miss America truly is a sisterhood because of that.
That is very true, sister. I had a similar story. So I was scouted for a pageant when I was 16, and I was scouted in a very unusual way. My aunt had passed away. I sang at the funeral, and a lady from my mom's job was there. And she said, "Oh, you can sing. Have you ever thought about doing a pageant?" That's kind of how it started for me. I did one pageant, and I was second runner up. And I said, I really like this. I think I'll try again. I did the same exact pageant the next year, and I was first runner up. And I said, wait a minute, I'm getting pretty close. And so that year was my first year going to Miss Virginia's Outstanding Teen back in the day. And it was like what you said, the girls were super nice, and having that sisterhood was just amazing for me. And also, another great part is having teen queens like Sarah. So we talked about the arts a little earlier. I mean, you talked about the role of the arts in your life. And so we've been through a lot in the last few years. So I started this artist series back in the pandemic, as a way to connect with people virtually. So what do you think, the role of the arts is in the future?
Ooh, I mean, I feel like everything is art. I think it's a common phrase that Earth without art is just eh. So I think everything we have comes from art. I think you watch art on your TV, you walk past art every day. I think art isn't going anywhere, and I think it's important to recognize that.
That's so true. And I think, like, during the pandemic, it was art that kept people entertained, whether that was live concerts or just watching Netflix or strolling through TikTok. All of those were artistic endeavors. So, Sarah, what are some of your favorite artists, whether musicians or
Ooh.
dancers or anything? Who are some of your inspirational artists?
I would have to say Misty Copeland. She is a phenomenal ballerina, and I could literally watch her dance all day, every day, and never ever get bored. I'd also have to go along with that, say Taylor Swift. It's just an amazing artist, and I could again listen to her all day long and feel so many emotions while watching both of them.
Wow, I didn't know you were a Swiftie. I
Of
did.
course, I'm a Swiftie.
Okay, that is great. So, more fun questions. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh, well, anything by Taylor Swift. I'm a real big fan of the Lover album, so something from that. Just pick a song, and I could probably sing it for you.
I love it. You want to give us a little bit?
Ooh, I think I might save my voice a little bit. I just
Okay, I see what you did there. Okay, if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
Well, I lived in Japan for 3 years, so I'd probably go back to Japan and get some really nice, authentic ramen.
Of all the places that you lived, would you say Japan is your favorite?
I would absolutely say Japan is my favorite. I wish I could say it was Virginia, but Japan just tops everything because it's so like once in a lifetime.
What are some other interesting experiences you've had while being abroad?
I have climbed the Great Wall in China, and I thought that was so cool because it's something that you like learn about and you like read about, and you're like, there's no way this is actually real. But then you go there and you're like, this is real. This is huge. This is the coolest thing ever. And I was like 12, so of course it looked just huge compared to me.
Wow, Sarah. Okay, so if you could spend a day with any fictional character, who would it be?
Ooh, Percy Jackson from the Percy Jackson series. I love those books, so I would have to say that it would be super fun to see what adventures we could get up to.
Wow, I think I would say like Dr. Seuss.
That's cool. I like that's like a more thoughtful answer that I was like, I want a sword fight with Percy Jackson.
I would like to dive into the literary, subsequence of his writing, the books, the rhyming schemes, the poeticness.
Yes.
I'm being silly now,
Oh,
Sarah.
I was like, yes, girl.
Okay, Sarah, you have shared a lot with us this evening. So, is there something else that you would like to share, whether about your platform, about your talent, anything that you want the people to know?
Oh, I would have to say I could give like a message, I guess. I would say that you have to check up on yourself before you can check up on anyone else. So just make sure that you're feeling good today, and take a few deep breaths and be alone if that's what you need to do. There's nothing wrong with being a little selfish when it comes to your own mental health.
That's so true, Sarah. Okay, so where can people keep up with you on your pageant journey, your self journey?
Yeah, so on Instagram, you can follow me at Saz Carter, SazCarter, or Miss Lynchburg's teen, my Miss Lynchburg's teen page at MISSLYNCHBURGT23. Just the numbers 2 and 3.
Wow. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Sarah. I've had a blast. It's been
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
There you have it, folks. We've had another Music is Unity artist series with Miss Lynchburg's teen, Sarah Carter. Give it up. Woo!